Good morning, I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. It is the sunny day that we thought it would be, and it was the cold morning that we thought it would be this morning. So let's get you to it. First things first, the sunshine. That low pressure center that was responsible for the storm that we had has now finally shifted all the way down south off of the coast of California and San Francisco Bay Area. Rain and mountain snow up in the Sierra there. It's throwing a little bit of cloudiness still northward up into Oregon, but that's thin stuff mainly south of our areas. We're going to continue to see the sun the rest of today. It's very beautiful outside. We'll be pretty much clear tonight, and then we'll start to pick up some cloudiness again Saturday afternoon. Let's talk about the lows. Now, these are not the official numbers. When they do the rounding of the actual numbers, the official report that comes out later today might be a degree or so lower in some cases, but we do know this. We've been at least down to 25 in Portland, and that in fact ties the record low for today's date. We thought we'd have teens, and we did. Hillsborough 17, Scappoose 16, Kelso 18, McMinnville held at 21. It was 19 out in Hood River. East winds were blowing this morning anywhere from 5 to 25 miles per hour, and that did hold temperatures up a little bit with the winds. But of course, the wind chill factor was bitter. That was generally between 10 and 15 early this morning as people above zero when people stepped outside to get going. Here were the other lows. It was a hard freeze at the coast as well. Newport 25, and again, there are a lot of pockets along the coast where there is snow on the ground as well. Remember, 10 over in Prineville. John Day was single digits. Out in the blues, Meacham was -1 this morning, and there's Baker City at 7 degrees this morning. The cameras with the sun and the snow on the ground are just wonderfully beautiful. Here's Stoller Family Vineyards Estate this morning down in Dayton. And here's our Mount Hood camera. A little bit of cloudiness has been coming in from the east side over the summit, but otherwise it's going to be a sunny day up there. It was at least 3 degrees at one point at Timberline. And this morning when the temperature started to warm to 10, it was still windy enough that the wind chill at that time was 15 degrees, or no, excuse me, it was 10 degrees below zero. It was 10 and the wind chill was 10 below. Anyway, very cold if you're going up that direction. And one more, here's the snow over the golf course out at the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in Aloha, looking off to the west with the beautiful blue skies. All right, simple weather the rest of today, just sunshine, enough of an east wind to add a chill. The clear skies tonight with possible record lows back down to around 20 degrees in the Rose City. This is tomorrow afternoon when we start to pick up some cloudiness at 5 p.m. ahead of the next weather maker. So I'm going to play this and then stop it late evening. Here we are, 11 o'clock. Now, this is showing snow, first off, the bluish tones. This may be incredibly light to start, meaning some flurries that wouldn't do anything, but it's certainly a possibility that there's a few hours overnight, Saturday overnight into early Sunday morning where it's snowing, and some of the weather models print out anywhere at low elevations from 1/2 inch to about 2.5 inches. The temperatures Sunday morning are either going to be, I think, 30, 31 at the coldest at low elevations, or they could be more like 35, 36 degrees potentially. So I'm not sure if we're going to have sticking snow or not, but it is something that we're putting out there for you to keep an eye on. Now, this is 7:30 Sunday morning, so if you don't have to get out of bed Sunday morning, that's probably over and back to rain before you get up. The front comes in early morning and it will change everything back to rain, but the snow levels continue to be low. This is Sunday at 7 a.m. And speaking of the low snow levels, check this out. So Sunday p.m., the snow levels bounce back up to 1,200 feet. So again, that's overnight into early morning hours, some snow, but then it's rain during the day all the way up to 1,200. There's a weak system that comes in Monday morning. Snow level for sticking snow, 500 feet. Snow in the air maybe lower than that. Tuesday, the same thing with some showery precipitation. And then by Wednesday p.m., the snow levels start to go up to 2,000 feet and will warm up a little bit overall. The main point of this graphic that I want you to take home with you is that this is a cold weather pattern going well into the mid part of next week, with every weather system being a close call as to whether or not Portland will be above freezing with maybe snowflakes in the air or a rain mix, or could we get caught again with freezing temps and some snow coming in? Something we'll be watching at least through Tuesday. Let's check out some cameras. Again, we're putting this together for you shortly before 9 o'clock this morning on this Friday. It's 10 degrees up at Government Camp, Highway 26. Just, you know, it is what it is, right? You're driving over snow and icy covered passes. I think they all look that way. Here's Santiam, the 3 degrees. That looks like some blowing snow up there. And there's Willamette Pass, more snow cover on that road as usual. 9 degrees of temperature, very, very cold. What about the Coast Range? Sunset Highway, some shadowing going on, but this is generally snow and ice covered with a temperature of 20 degrees up at 1,400 feet. Most of the Coast Range highways showed great improvement yesterday. This is US 30, the Rainier Summit. That's 19 degrees, looks snow roadside, but the highway's pretty good. Now we're up at 600 feet. This is Oregon 6 on the way into Tillamook, and that is snow and ice covered as well. So it's Friday. I'm assuming, as always, people will be trying to get to the coast for the weekend. Just remember to give yourself plenty of time and realize you may run into some icy snow-covered roads, especially on the higher highways of 6 and 26, but all of them could have some patches. All right, highs today, Salem, Corvallis, McMinnville, up to around 40 degrees, give or take, so that's going to feel nice. Winds adding a bit of a chill, east 5 to 25, and then the lows tonight back into the teens, down to about 20 degrees. Similar numbers up through southwest Washington. This gives battleground 44. Boy, that'd be great. Then you get closer to the Columbia River with the east winds blowing out of the gorge. That brings in cold air, basically, only about 38 degrees on downtown Vancouver, east winds. If anything, the east winds this afternoon out along the gorge, I think will actually be stronger than they were this morning. I have winds here getting back up to about 35 miles per hour. 3 p.m. numbers shows 40s in Eugene, Albany, Salem, Kelso, but upper 30s in Portland, 40s at the coast. Only freezing out in the Dalles. Timberline getting to 17. It was 3 earlier this morning, so that's some warming. 20s in Central Oregon and 20s and 30s as you head out across the east. Here's our 7-day. Again, the clear skies, very cold again tonight, and then that's it for the real cold nights, at least for a while. 44 tomorrow afternoon. Right now I'm saying downtown Portland has a chance to stay above freezing, about 35 Sunday morning, but realize snow is a possibility to be sticking. It could be too warm here. During the day, though, certainly, it's just rain and 44. And then Monday, same thing, near freezing in the morning. We'll keep an eye on it. Back to 44 in the afternoon. Tuesday, same thing. That's a lighter shower pattern. Wednesday morning looks to be dry. There's a chance of rain later in the day, and then rain likely 38 to 46 on Thursday. I'll get out of the way so you can look at the entire thing. I am meteorologist Rod Hill. This has been your KGW 8 Plus Weather Update.